going to prevent that? A low amount of illegals crossing the border. I mean, yeah, we won't have to worry about problems like that if you don't flood the border with millions of illegals. You don't ever got to worry about that, not one bit. And the MTELA law could be enacted for American citizens. Because here's the problem: you're right. I don't ever want to sit there and have to hear about, and I don't care what anybody who's like extremely hurt, getting brought into the hospital, and be like, sorry, we can't treat you because you don't got insurance. We can't treat you because you're an illegal. I would be offended by that. But here's the thing, though: you don't understand where y'all policies put immigrants in the way of that. You don't see where that kind of puts them in the way of costing the American people because the cops got to charge it to Medicaid. I mean, do you not get how that hurts us? I mean, let's be real. There's some state-funded healthcare services that even put illegals on their service or on their program. So what are y'all trying to say here? Like, what are y'all trying to say? Because I get that we don't want nobody just sitting out there hurt, but y'all can't act like y'all didn't create this problem. So really, how are y'all going to solve the problem then? Because letting in more illegals, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's going to have to come to a time where we do tell them no. And if there's enough illegals that come in here and they over abuse our healthcare system, then we are going to get to a point where we tell them no. If you allow these illegals to keep abusing this, we're not there yet, but guarantee if you push the American people hard enough, we will get there.
That it is federal law that people, undocumented immigrants, can't get Medicare, Medicaid, the Obamacare subsidies. Do you believe that should be the law, though, or do you think undocumented immigrants should have access to federally funded health care?
I believe personally that health care is a human right. I believe that every person should be able to go to the doctor, but I believe that right now federal law is the federal law, and that absolutely, that U.S. citizens and people who pay into our programs deserve to be covered by these programs. And I mean, once again, I do believe that the federal laws that we have on the books are appropriate.
But if you could choose, do you believe that should be changed?
Pardon?
If you could choose, do you believe that the federal law should be changed?
I don't. I believe in a single-payer healthcare system where if you go in and you need a doctor, you can get the medical attention that you need.
Okay, let me just make a point here. Do you know what demagogues like Trump always do? Instead of addressing the real crises facing our country, why are we the only major country not to guarantee health care while spending twice?
Well, because we overspend on health care. We let these pharmaceutical and healthcare companies overprice us. I mean, just like the military gets overpriced on things, but that's a different story. But yes, that's one of the main reasons, because the healthcare costs per individual would rack up to $14,000 per person in America. I mean, we're looking at like what, trillions of dollars that we just don't have. So no, it's not a small bill that we could just fit. And even if we cut taxes from the rich, I mean, bro, let's be real. We raise the taxes big enough, that's going to have businesses leaving. They're going to leave. Then who the hell we going to tax? I mean, they were really not going to have a healthcare service. So no, we actually got to, one, lower our spending in healthcare, negotiate with these people just like Australia does, because Australia, they actually have a pretty good thing going on where they limit their healthcare budget. And negotiate with these pharmaceutical companies and healthcare companies, and they don't let them overcharge them. Actually, these healthcare and pharmaceutical companies overcharge us, and that's how they keep their profits high. So yeah, we got to low-key solve that one first. And I don't think Bernie understands that. He thinks that if we just keep stuffing money into this healthcare system, that it's all going to work out. No, these corporations are just going to get richer because they can charge us more. And that means there's more open room for waste and fraud. Well, not really. I would say, waste in a way, because, illegals are going to be able to get Medicaid service. Either state funded or through the MTELA law.
As much per person. We're spending $14,500. It's a good debate, right? Let's have that debate. You hearing Trump talking about that? No. Why are we having a housing crisis when millions of people are spending 40-50% of their limited? Let's discuss that. I
mean, shoot, we could have discussed that, like, I'll be real with you, Bernie, like 2 years ago. That'd have been a really good discussion because it was happening then. It was happening then too, Bernie. So where was that discussion then?
What demagogues do, guys? What they do is they find a powerless minority In Europe during the 30s, it was the Jews, then it's the gypsies. In America, it's historically been black people, it's been gay people, it's been Latino, you name your pick. You got a powerless minority, let's blame them for everything.
True.
But you know what they don't blame?
He ain't lying.
Somehow or another, they
Oh, and shout out Bigger Than Life for sending in 12 jewels. Appreciate the support, Bigger Than Life. I just seen it.
don't blame the billionaires who run the country, because those guys finance their campaigns. They're trying to divide us up. And what we have got to do is understand we are the majority. Most Americans think healthcare is a right. Most Americans think we should have a minimum wage, which is a living wage. Most Americans don't believe.
Not really. Not most Americans, because most Americans understand that if you raise the minimum wage, you can destroy small businesses. Because a lot of Americans understand that small businesses can only really afford to pay at the minimum wage. That's why these jobs are supposed to be for high schoolers and maybe young kids in college. They weren't supposed to be worked by full-grown adults. Like, bro, a full-grown adult should not be able to live. I'm be wrong, it's gonna sound fucked up, but they should not be able to have a house, have a car, and all that just working at McDonald's. No, those jobs were meant for kids in college who are staying in the dorms or at their mama's crib. That's who those jobs are for. Not grown-ass adults to take care of their family or take care of themselves. I mean, take their ass into the factory if they didn't want to get an education, or the construction site, or take your ass back to school. But no, we should leave those jobs for the youth and stop telling the youth that they can just sit on their phone all day.
We should give tax breaks to billionaires and cut back on education. Let's bring our people together, not fall for the demagoguery of Trump and his friends.
And by the way, this is not the first time that Republicans and the administration does things like this. We have something on the books known as the Hyde Amendment, which prevents women in this country from being able to...
And my bad, no shade to McDonald's workers. Okay, never mind. Shade to McDonald's workers, unless you're like general manager or something.
To access reproductive health care services and abortion care services if they are on Medicaid or if they have any federally subsidized health care. And so targeting minorities, targeting vulnerable populations, making healthcare controversial in this country is exactly how they keep us fighting and distracted. These policy debates are more than substantive, merited. We can have these conversations as we have, but let's not trick ourselves into thinking that they somehow are fighting for every American to have healthcare, to improving healthcare, to expanding healthcare, when what they're far more interested in doing is protecting the insurance companies' profit margins that are forcing you to pay more money for less care.
Can I ask on that? Because Speaker...
Bro, what do y'all think y'all doing by having this bloated budget in healthcare? Like, what you're helping them do the same thing. You're helping them overcharge people because we have this bloated budget and we don't negotiate with them. Like AOC, thank you for saying it. And I'm not gonna sit here and say it's mainly, like, honestly, I am gonna sit here and say it's mainly Democrats because they're the ones pushing for it without realizing the waste that they're low-key promoting. But I'm gonna be real with you though. It's like this, it is a problem that both the right and the left need to tackle, but the way the left wants to tackle it is not it. It's just not it. And you're only gonna hurt the healthcare system. I mean, y'all think y'all gonna save it, but you're only gonna hurt it. I mean, especially by adding all that overspending, you're only going to make healthcare costs skyrocket. More spending is going to lead to more inflation. I mean, let's be real. And if you take it from the rich, I mean, you're only going to have less tax revenue because these guys are going to go overseas. Like, let's be honest here. Like, we're not like a dictator. We don't control our billionaires. If we make it bad enough for them here, they will leave, take jobs and tax revenue with them. Then who you going to get y'all free healthcare from? Thought so.
Johnson said something to the effect the other day that
and shout out to she says, honestly, we need to get more trade schools going right now. The trades are the ones struggling to get employed. Yeah, the trades are the ones struggling to get employed. You know, I think you mean are the ones are not, because I mean, hey man, plumbers, electricians, welders. Hey man, they getting employed. They getting employed. I mean, hey, if you can work with your hands like that, trust me, you'll always have a job. I mean, that's something that AI is not going to take over anytime soon. Too much handwork until they get until Elon Musk robots are operational.
Republicans are actually the party that wants to fix healthcare by addressing issues with it, as he says they did in the one big beautiful bill. What would you say to that?
Excuse me, did he really say that?
Yeah, he did.
And shout out to Santiago Gomez. If you practice delayed gratification, we can achieve so much more. But everyone's theorists, he says, theorists raw a baller and and wants to pretend that they're rich. We can level up, but not in the way we are told. But yeah, everyone's theorists, Riley, a baller. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, though. Like, everybody doesn't want to practice delayed gratification. People want to get a get-rich-quick scheme. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't do well in YouTube and all that good stuff, because they think it's like I can get lucky, I can get rich quick. All I need is just a whole lot of money in one good video, and that's not it. That's not it, G. I promise you. You can spend all the money you want in the world on a video, and it will still only get 10 views. So, yeah, a lot of people don't understand the delayed gratification of putting in that work, doing it for years, and it finally popping off. I mean, this is why most Americans are fat, because they don't understand delayed gratification. Are not eating as much. I would say working out, putting yourself through the suffering and all that good stuff just to get a good result. Like, a lot of people don't understand that, delayed gratification is like, look, if you can master delayed gratification, everything in your life is going to turn around. Like, I promise you, in every way, shape, and form. It's like, bro, it's like one of the secrets of life that like nobody really picks up on until, I don't know, they're older or they went through some real shit.
They're trying to fix healthcare by throwing 15 million people off of it.
They're being
and
more
doubling
serious
premiums.
about it than
Is that how they fix healthcare? That's a kind of strange way to fix healthcare. Look, here's the point.
Okay.
United States, richest country on earth, only country not to guarantee healthcare to all people. You go up to Canada, is their system perfect? No.
Oh, okay, my bad, Gomez. But everyone thinks they're a baller and wants to pretend like they're rich. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. Everybody do want to have that. I'm doing better than the next guy, next to me. I mean, shoot, look at Instagram.
You have a serious operation. You're in the hospital.
To make sure I got that correct.
You know what your bill is when you get out? Zero. They spend half as much as we do per capita. So you got a healthcare system, which is a disaster, except for one thing. Here's the good news. Drug companies last year charging us the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, made over $100 billion in profit. Insurance companies make tens.
And you guys did nothing about it for 4 years straight. I mean, you didn't even do nothing about it under Obama. And I mean, that man made Obamacare before he made the pharmaceutical companies, start lowering their drug prices. And Obamacare screwed us. So, I mean, what have y'all done, honestly, to help healthcare? Not a damn thing, but sit there and fill it up with money, cause high inflation because you filled it up with money, and further drive up healthcare costs. You guys haven't done a damn thing. That's crazy. This man's lowering drug prices. Like, what have y'all done? Why didn't Biden do that? You tell me Biden could have talked to Pfizer or that British pharmaceutical company and be like, look, you're going to come ship over, you're going to come make stuff over here, and you're going to lower your drug prices. Biden couldn't do that? I mean, can you really say that Biden was all that effective?
Millions of dollars.
Because Trump just make it look a little too easy.
Over $100 billion in profit. Insurance companies make tens of millions of dollars. They pay their CEOs $20, $30 million a year. The function of the American healthcare system, and Mr. Johnson is not going to address it. The function of this system is to guarantee huge profits for the drug companies and the insurance companies, and they could care less about the needs of ordinary people.
Well, and I know you and I have discussed before, there are areas with the president lowering drug prices where you agree with some of the steps that they're taking, or at least trying to take. But on this front, I want to get back to the questions, because we have another one for you, Representative. This is from Nevin Scalco, who is here tonight from Haynesville, Illinois, who works in medical sales. He says he voted Republican for the first time in 2024. Thank you for being here. What's your question?
One reason Americans are losing faith in government is that neither side seems willing to acknowledge when the other gets something right. It feels like any success from the opposing party must automatically be discredited. Don't Democrats risk alienating voters by refusing to give credit, even to Trump, when a policy or action genuinely benefits the country?
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, like lowering drug prices. I mean, the man, what was it, the IVF care? He's pretty much allowing employers to start employer-funded healthcare and private healthcare to start funding or start covering IVF surgeries or lowering the price on fertility drugs? Like, what? And Dems couldn't do this? Like, come on now. Like, and like I said, you had 4 years to do everything that Trump was doing. Ah, man, y'all didn't get none of it done. I mean, y'all can't see, and y'all sit here and wonder why people turn to the Republican Party, because they got tired of the Democrats offering stuff, saying that they were going to do this, that, and the third, and never doing it. Or they did it, and it could turn out to be a complete disaster. You know, maybe that's just because of the demands of the Democratic Party. I don't know. That might just be because, you know, y'all didn't really know what y'all was asking for. I mean, really, y'all really don't. A lot of the times, y'all don't know what y'all asking for.
Isn't part of restoring trust in leadership being honest enough to say, yes,
I mean, some of y'all want, oh, we need gun control. All right, man, when that dictator comes in, as soon as all the guns are gone, don't complain, because that's what you asked for.
worked?
Yeah, well, you know, I think we're more than willing to be able to come together in the things that are most important to us. I work regularly with Republicans in the House, and I applaud when we're able to pursue work together. I'll give you one example. Towards the end of last year, Republicans and Democrats both championed something known as PBM reform, pharmacy benefit manager reform. This is a middleman in our prescription drugs that the insurers use and lots of other folks use to jack up the price of your prescriptions. And we Republicans have been going after PBM reform. In fact, I spoke with the chairman of one of the committees, and he said, I want to go AOC on PBMs. There is possibility for us to work with one another. President Trump, in fact, had endorsed it at the end of December. And I am fully in support of this effort to make sure that we reform PBMs. Now, politics did get in the way. This was at the end of last year. Elon Musk sent a tweet. We had it ready to go. And this was going to change the lives of millions of people and small businesses across the United States, small neighborhood pharmacists. And what we saw was that Elon Musk sent a tweet. Donald Trump agreed with it. House Republicans agreed with it. Senate Republicans agreed with it. I was more than happy to champion this because it's the right thing to do. And that's what should come first. Now, a tweet made it go all the way, you know, kind of can the whole thing. But should President Trump...
Wow. So woulda, coulda, but didn't. I was hoping for a happy ending to that story. Like, we got it together, we worked together, and it all worked out. But of course, it got canned. So, you know, it was a woulda, coulda, shoulda, but we didn't. Of course.
You know, kind of can the whole...
Also, I mean, let's be real. Are you going to give Trump for what he did for women with the whole IVF thing? I mean, as a woman, you know, wouldn't you want to give Trump credit for that?
Thing. But should President Trump revive this, should House Republicans revive this, I would be more than happy, effusive, as I have been in the past, about the ability to call a win, because it's not about whether it's a win for Republicans or a win for Democrats. It's about whether it's a win for people.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though. It's like, while you guys spend time fighting Trump, I mean, Trump out here fighting pharmaceutical companies. I mean, while you're over here fighting Trump, he's over here trying to fight Apple and NVIDIA and AI companies to bring manufacturing here. He's out here fighting with other countries to stop abusing our market. I mean, while y'all over here fighting Trump, Trump's getting stuff done. I mean, that's what the American people are starting to see. I mean, like I said, even when I was a Democrat, I was seeing the same thing. I'm just like, yo, well, y'all saying is I hate Trump. But yo, 2016 to 2020, the man was putting in work. He got shit done while y'all were just sitting there crying about him. And it worked. Y'all won the election for crying for 4 years. But then I was wondering, I'm like, but now that you guys are in office, what are you guys going to do? And y'all did a couple cool things, but overall, it was a failure. Overall, the Biden administration was a failure. Now you guys want to sit here kicking and screaming, trying to do the same thing that Trump's in office now that he's back in office, and we're tired of it. We're tired. We're bored of it. It's like y'all did the same thing last time while the man was tackling everything in the world and y'all won. Now, trust me, the same thing won't work because now we see what you guys are about. You will sit there and Trump bad while he's doing all the good that you guys should be helping him do.
Can I ask you on that front? I don't think I've seen you say anything publicly, maybe I'm wrong, about the ceasefire in Gaza. Do you believe President Trump deserves credit for that?
Well, I find
Both.
there have been several ceasefire announcements and developments that have happened over the past 2 years. I think that the release of the hostages is a tremendous accomplishment, and it is providing so much healing to so many people, Israelis and Palestinians, and it is a profound and important moment in this conflict. I also think that as President Trump was on the plane back to the United States, there's already indications and questions about whether this ceasefire will hold. And I pray that it does.
Negative
for everyone's benefit. I pray that it does. But I do believe we need to see if it holds. I don't believe that there's been a history of fidelity to these agreements. And so I think we have to ensure that that we will see the terms held to.
But do you give him credit? Do you give him credit, though, for getting to this point where it did get those 20 hostages back home with their families?
In this particular...
Lincoln, you didn't get anything done. That's why everybody was able to talk shit. Trump lowered drug prices first term, raised not raised minimum wage, but raised wages, got a whole lot of investments to the United States in his first term, and had the lowest price in gas. So I'm just looking, bro, and all y'all did was just criticize the man while he was doing all the good. Biden did all the bad in the world, and y'all said nothing. Of course we had to speak up. The difference is, bro, we know Republicans was talking shit because Biden was doing bad. The problem, the difference is Trump was actually doing stuff for the American people, and all y'all was saying was Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. Just like now, the man just did something for women and fertility, and all y'all can say is Trump bad, Trump bad, Trump bad. So no, dog, no. Your point is mute. And I think you might have had, and honestly, you kind of got the wrong point. Because he's said literally the entire Biden presidency, Republican was talking bad about it. Dog, bro, the Dems was talking bad about Biden. They were talking bad about Biden. Obama said, don't be surprised at Biden's ability to fuck things up. Quote from Obama. So even Obama was against Biden. Everybody knew Biden was fucking up. Dog. At least it actually fit. Trump wasn't fucking up his first term, but he got all the criticism in the world.
Development, yes, but we also know that President Trump was an obstacle to peace previously as well.
To be honest with you, I get a little bit annoyed when everyone's talking about credit. Let's take a hard look at what's going on there.
Why do you get annoyed by that?
I'll tell you why. Right. Gaza has a population of 2.2 million people.
All right. First off, you, Mr. Janma, you're a retard. Yes, you are a retard, my friend. So first off, Trump didn't do anything good for women. He just lowered the cost of fertility pills. He got men out of women's sports, respecting the integrity of women's sports, something that the Dems just weren't doing, which is pretty much disrespectful to women. So yeah, that's one thing. And I'm an American citizen. So you making that statement lets me know that you're pretty damn retarded. I mean, I'm sorry, dog, but you're probably got a 50 IQ if you think that I'm a illegal immigrant. And if you don't know that ICE is immigration enforcement, then dog, you don't need to be commenting in this chat.
In the last 2 years, 160,000 people have been wounded, mostly women, children, and the elderly. 65,000 people have been killed, women, children, and the elderly predominantly. That is 10%.
Link, come on now, Link. Don't be stupid. You don't care about women, bro. You don't care about women's Link. Really? Link. You don't care about women's sports. I want to take guys out of women's sports. I just don't want to watch it. I respect the integrity of women's sports. I can respect their integrity and not watch it. I cannot watch basketball and not want people to cheat in the NBA. You sound stupid, bro. God damn, bro. It's no, never mind, dog, because I ain't gonna lie. You're trying too hard to disagree, and you make yourself look stupid.
10% of the population of Gaza. In America, you know what that would mean? 33 million people dead or wounded. A disaster. A genocide, if you like. The entire infrastructure of Gaza. Hospitals, schools, water systems, wastewater plants have been destroyed. Under Trump, supporting, and by the way, what bothers me as an American, we have given under Biden and under Trump $22 billion to Netanyahu's extremist government, which for the last month or two have been starving children. That has been their policy.
That's right.
So, Caitlin, when you talk about are we overjoyed that the hostages are back, the prisoners are released, that finally there is peace, hopefully.
Now, I'm going to pay respect to Bernie because he was actually speaking out, like, even when Biden was president. I mean, he was low-key calling out Biden for allowing this to go on, for allowing what Israel was doing in Gaza. AOC voted to send, AOC literally voted to send weapons to Israel. So I hope she's extremely quiet on this point because she literally voted to send weapons to bomb Palestinian children. AOC.
Yes, absolutely. But I think this is not a time for credit. This is a time to think about American policy. Are we happy that we have given tens of billions of dollars to destroy the Palestinian people? Israel had a right to defend itself. They were attacked by a terrorist group. They did not have a right to go to an all-out war against women and children in Gaza.
And moreover, on this issue as well, is that...
Well, I mean, I'll agree with Bernie there. I mean, the collective punishment was crazy, and that doesn't give him the right to either commit a genocide. If you don't like the word genocide, well, ethnically cleanse Gaza.
We may have an announcement around a ceasefire, but Gaza has been flattened. Tens of thousands of people are dead. Universities gone. Hospitals eliminated. With American-made bombs. With our tax dollars.
AOC, you voted to keep those bombs dropping on children, bro. You voted. Like, the Young Turks exposed you. And they're on the left, and they exposed you, dog. Like, AOC, you literally voted to drop bombs on Palestinian children's heads. Yes, AOC. The same one that's complaining about it right now.
Bombs.
Amazing.
With our tax dollars. While you and me and our families can't even afford to put food on the table. And so I welcome the cessation of these bombs dropping in Gaza. But I don't, the devastation of everything that we have endured up until this point is not something that I think we should celebrate. The United States played a role in all of this destruction to begin with by enabling Benjamin Netanyahu in dropping all of these bombs.
Bruh, I mean, well, in a way, yes, in a way, but like nobody knew he was going to do that, okay? October 7th was bad, but we didn't think bro was going to go on a killing rampage and just start slaughtering Palestinians. We didn't think that was going to be the case, okay? Like, when we heard 1,200 to 1,500 Israelis died, we thought maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 10,000 Palestinians are about to die. That's what I thought. I could not have predicted 63,000 Palestinians dying because of that. Like, it does, one, collective punishment, two, overreaction. And I mean, everybody around the world agrees that, yeah, Israel definitely did overreact. And I know, well, they lost this many people. I get it. But yeah, 63,000 people, I mean, that's wild. And I'll be real with you, whatever Trump said, that 58,000 being a Hamas, bullshit.
Bombs by refusing to enforce our own American laws and the Leahy laws.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Trump.
Which says that we cannot be transferring weapons to forces that are engaged in gross human rights violations. Right. And we look the other way because we deem them an ally.
And you're saying that's not something that you're, a criticism that you're just applying to President Trump in terms
of
support.
President.
And you know what the wild part about it is? I think it was somebody last stream. Somebody was asking me, well, if somebody came to America and did that here from Mexico, right? Let's say the cartel came here, killed 1,200 people, including somebody in my family. They asked me, would I be okay with the reckless bombing of Mexico and the killing of Mexican children and women? I almost have to sit there and pause for a second, like, bro, you stupid? Of course not. I don't care if my family member was hurt in there. I'm not going to want the death of innocent people on my conscience just because of an attack. Like, what?
President Biden did it, and I have absolutely said that to him in person as well. Bernie and I.
We spent a long time with President Biden trying to make the case.
I've given President Biden hell about this, and President Trump has absolutely been part of this problem as well. In fact, he was bragging publicly about Benjamin Netanyahu ringing him up and asking for all these kinds of bombs that he doesn't even know the United States has, and him signing off on it.
Can I ask you just to finish on this, Senator Sanders, though? But President Trump might look at this and say, well, we had an agreement. It was my negotiators who got Hamas to the table and Israel to the table and had Egypt and the Qataris help broker this. And he says, well, at least there's no fighting now.
Look,
because
again,
he wanted to bring
I
this
think
forward to an
every sane person, and certainly the people in Gaza and Israel, are delighted with the ceasefire. We hope it holds. The United States essentially funded this war. If I am funding you, all I got to do is say, hey, Benjamin, guess what? You end this war right now. No more money, no more bombs, no more other military support. In other words, the United States has been from day one, under Biden, under Trump, in the driver's seat.
We've got more questions from our audience here tonight. Representative, this one's for you, actually. And thank you so much for being here. This is Justin Hogue, who is a student at Howard University and also a member of the College Democrats from Burlington Township, New Jersey. Thank you for being here. What's your question for the representative?
Thank you. Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez, you endorsed Zoran Mamdani in the New York City mayoral race, but several prominent Democrats, including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, have not yet endorsed him. What do you believe this says about the current divide between the progressive and establishment wings of the Democratic Party? And what effect do you think this has on party unity?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I have stated this for quite some time, which is that Democrats have primaries for a reason. We may have our differences amongst one another within the party. Some may be more conservative, some may be more liberal, or any other number of differences. That's what we have primaries for. I believe in endorsing the nominee of the party after a primary has resolved itself. And the reason I say that is because I worry that when we don't follow that principle, in fact, it is most important to follow that principle when the winner of the primary is not someone we agree with. You know, I endorsed Bernie in 2020 when he ran against President Biden. President Biden won that nomination. And we all had to come together and do the work of supporting our party's nominee in order to make sure that we win. And so I do work.
No, in hindsight, man, maybe Bernie should have won. Man, maybe things would have been better with Bernie.
About the example it sets when our leaders do not support the party nominee, because in the future we will need folks to rally behind the presidential nominee. And if that nominee is more moderate, or if that nominee is more progressive, and we're setting the precedent of not endorsing the nominee unless we agree with them, I worry about what example that sets. And so I have made myself very clear about that. But my hope is that it's never too late to do the right thing. And Election Day is just a month away, just 3 weeks away. And so
so it sounds like you're calling on Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer to endorse Zoran Mamdani.
I believe that I do believe in endorsing the nominee, and I think it's the right thing to do.
Well,
Senator Sanders, you agree?
Let me just add to that. She's much nicer than nicer to people. Look, take a look. You got a Democratic Party. There's no great secret. That's kind of in the doldrums right now. Everybody acknowledges that. You got a candidate in New York City, Zoran Mamdani. Guy is running an extraordinary campaign. He has something like 80,000 volunteers knocking on doors. He is bringing people out who never voted. He is bringing blacks and whites and Latinos and Asians, everybody together around a really strong agenda talking about affordability in New York. What is not to like? This should be the kind of candidate that Democrats want in every state in the country. Strong grassroots campaigns, a willingness to take on the oligarchs and the big money interests, stand up for working class people. So really, that's a great question, but it's very deep. because it talks about the future of the Democratic Party.
But are you speaking directly to Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer when you deliver that message?
Sure I am. Hakeem, you watching this? I don't know. Right. But look, it is two things. Of course, Alexandria is right. He's the Democratic nominee. How do you not support the Democratic guy? But more importantly,
Who else are we going to support?
he's a great candidate. This should be the model. What we want, we got political problems in America. People are giving up on the political process. He's getting people excited, getting them involved. I would like to see that take place in 50 states in this country.
On that front, we have another question here. Vikram Sardana is a software engineer from Alexandria, Virginia, and you have volunteered for Democratic campaigns. What's your question for Senator Sanders?
Hi. On the issue of healthcare, a lot of the clinics and hospitals that are negatively affected the most under the One Big Beautiful Bill are located in rural, mostly Republican areas. A lot of the increases in Affordable Care Act premiums that Democrats are fighting to prevent are concentrated in more rural Republican areas. If the Republicans are so insistent on sticking it to their own voters on this issue, why don't the Democrats just let them?
I think Alexandria touched
honestly, low key, I said the same thing. That's kind of funny. I said the same thing. I'm like, whoa. If the Republicans were going to sink themselves with the Obamacare healthcare subsidies, and you guys believe that they weren't going to extend them, then why not just let them do it and destroy them in the primaries? And don't really think about this. If they was to go ahead and just, go ahead and sign on to the CR, sign on to the next CR, and they didn't extend the Obama healthcare subsidies, they would have. But let's say they didn't, then healthcare premiums would have rose. The Dems would have came around and been like, yeah, see, they didn't pass the Obamacare healthcare coverage that passed. See, we told you that Republicans want to take out healthcare. We told you. And y'all have been able to ride that into the midterms. Now, y'all done put it on the Republicans' plate. Now they done gave you that 1-year extension. Now you guys have lost that excuse. Y'all lost a major excuse, low key. And this man is right. I mean, why didn't you just let them hang themselves? If that was really going to happen, why didn't you just let it happen and then let them deal with their voters and let them deal with the turnout of the midterms, which would have been in y'all favor?
And that is, one of the things, and this really annoys me about Trump, he's dividing this country. Why would I not? When we hit the road, we were in Idaho, right? Mm-hmm. It's the most conservative state in America, I think. We had many thousands of people coming out. We are Americans.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. What, you think?
I mean, I get it. People don't believe that you should play politics with healthcare, but healthcare is decided by what? Politics. So it is what it is. I mean, if it's decided by it, I mean, you can't have it one way and not the other. I mean, I hear you, Link. You're not wrong, but you can't have it one way and not the other. Like, American people don't believe politics should play politics with healthcare. Well, you just be real. I mean, in order for healthcare to happen, you got to play politics.
I would feel okay if somebody in a Republican state died because they couldn't get healthcare. I would hope not. I would hope nobody feels that way.
And I think it also speaks to a big difference between someone like Trump and someone like me or someone like Bernie, which is that Trump believes that if you don't vote for him, he doesn't have to be your leader. That if you didn't vote for him, that you don't deserve good things to happen to you.
If that was the case, then I'll be real with you, he wouldn't be trying to bring in the National Guard into Chicago because majority of them didn't vote for them. If he'd have just said, oh, Chicago has high crime, I don't care. Oh, these blue cities have high crime, I don't care. They didn't vote for me. If that was truly the case, then he wouldn't be doing what he's doing right now.
I don't care if someone voted for me or not. I don't care if someone is a Republican or an independent or a Democrat. I don't care if someone likes me or not. That will never change the fact that I'm going to fight for them to have health care. I want MAGA to have health care. I want MAGA to be paid a living wage. But he doesn't want people who are Democrats, or he doesn't want people based on their political affiliation to benefit. And that is the difference between a strong man and an authoritarian and a leader of a democracy.
Can I just ask you quickly, though? The president, typically the military wouldn't get paid during a government shutdown, and a program that helps.
I don't know. The problem is that they come from it from a condescending position as if they know everything that goes on with this whole healthcare thing. And they don't. I mean, they can't even tell you how much it would cost to give all Americans universal healthcare. They don't even have a price. I mean, hey, look, if you're going to sit there and champion something, I mean, you can at least give me a price. I mean, don't be like the FBA guys talk about reparations, but they don't got a price. Like, y'all sound crazy. Like, all right, well, we want universal health care. Great. How much? And who's going to pay for it? But really, I want to know how much first, because then we can decide who's going to pay for it later. But how much? Because a lot of y'all don't even know. And if you did find out, you'd probably shut the heck up.
Low-income women, moms, and babies. The president has ensured that those two get funded during this government shutdown. Do you support that?
Of course. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And House Democrats also introduced legislation to make sure that they are paid as well.
Representative Ocasio-Cortez, Senator Sanders, a few more questions for you. Stick with us. We're going to be right back after a quick break.
It's kind of crazy, though. It's like, healthcare is perfectly fine. I'm not sure really what the gripe is about healthcare. Like, they are only mad because all of their healthcare funding, all their fraudulent healthcare funding is gone. One for illegals, and all the corporations overcharged them on. All that's gone now. But they want it back. I don't get the Dems. I don't get it. I mean, if y'all really want a universal health care, y'all work out a different way. Y'all would try to do it like Australia. Try to like penny pinch on the corporations, try to bring down the cost of health care instead of, I don't know, bloating the budget and thinking that's going to solve anything. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, like I said, they don't try to lower the cost. They just try to stuff a whole bunch of money into Medicaid and print a whole bunch of money and think everything's going to be better. And then when inflation strikes, they're just whistling Dixie, just walking past as, prices skyrocket.
And we are back with Senator Bernie Sanders and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. We have a final question from our audience tonight. Representative, I'll start with you. We've got Christopher Lindsay here, who's a Republican from Pingree Grove, Illinois, who works for United Airlines. Go ahead with your question.
Good evening, Senator Sanders, Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. It's a privilege and an honor to be speaking to you two tonight in beautiful Washington, D.C. My question to the both of you is, what can Congress do to stop pointing a finger at each other, work together, and listen to the words of Abraham Lincoln?
Bro, healthcare is okay. I mean, hold on now. Guys, I mean, okay, aside the government shutdown, the government wasn't shut down, and you had low income, would you be able to get on Medicaid? Yes. Actually, there's enough, bro. We have about 70 million people on Medicaid right now. We had more when we had less money. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, healthcare, look, it's doing all right. The people who don't got a job, who don't got employer plans, or who can't afford enough to got private, are on Medicaid. So the American people's needs are being met, and they're just overstuffing funds into something that, well, can be abused now, either through corporate interest or through fraud.
A house divided cannot.
I mean, and if you're not willing to admit that, then let's be real. Then you just don't know the situation about healthcare. You really don't know.
And
well, I mean, I can't thank you enough for invoking that quote in this moment, because I think when we zoom out and look at the degree of political polarization that we're all experiencing, I don't think any one of us likes it. I don't think any one of us enjoys that we're at a point where friends feel like their relationships are in tension, that family feels like they're in relationship in tension, that it feels
actually, please, guys, tell me what's wrong with healthcare. Because I feel like the only thing you're going to tell me is that, oh, Trump's made cuts to it. No. How's the quality of your healthcare changed? You guys won't be able to tell me anything, because all you can go off of is that, oh, well, Trump cut healthcare, so, things are just coming around the corner set. Okay, so nothing's happened then. And healthcare's working perfectly fine for you, just like it's working perfectly fine for me, even though I got employer-paid healthcare, so that's a bit of a difference. I ain't on Medicaid. So I don't know. So tell me, like, what's changed with your healthcare? Because I know y'all can't say anything. Y'all probably have to lie or something, but Sure, tell me what's changed about your health care. Tell me what changed about your Medicaid. I mean, what the requirements that you could easily fulfill? Because my insurance ain't changed, my health care ain't changed. Like, I could still go to eye doctor, dentist, hospital, copay, and we're all good. I mean, I'm wondering what's wrong with you guys. And here's the thing: all y'all ain't broke. So, most of y'all got jobs. So, what the hell are y'all even talking about?
You can't say some of the most basic things without it turning into a fight. It's not good for our country. And I think we have to lead by example.
In healthcare?
I think it's important for us to lead with what we think can work and the areas that we are able to find common ground and to uplift that common ground. I gave some examples earlier today. Bernie has also a tremendous.
Hey, whoever said, is that the guy that stands at the crossroad? Dog, you are hilarious. Because I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, bro, why if I meet this dude, I'm making a deal with the devil? Like, what the hell? I ain't gonna lie. The bro do look kind of smooth with the hat, though. I'm not even gonna lie. He do look like he looks pretty smooth.
Work together and listen to the words of Abraham Lincoln. A house divided cannot stand.
Well, I mean,
Well, let's get back to where AOC was in her little speech.
Believe it or not, in the House and in the Senate. But that's often not what we hear about. Congress passes bills, actually, every day, believe it or not, that are bipartisan in nature. And we never hear about the actual common ground that we have and the successes that we have in that. And I actually do believe that if we charge forward with that a little bit more, last year I spent a lot of work doing preventing sexually exploited material generated by AI and protecting women and children. And I was happy to have enjoyed bipartisan support on that. But we often hear first about the things that divide us, and we rarely hear about the things that have actually united us. And so I do believe we should be leading by example. And when we have these moments.
That's so crazy. I literally asked, what's wrong with the healthcare that you're getting right now? Nobody has nothing for me, but they're saying that, oh, we're going through a healthcare crisis. I mean, please explain the crisis to me, because my healthcare works. People that I know that are on Medicaid, Medicare, their healthcare is working just fine. So where's the crisis? I haven't heard anything but insults. So I'm assuming that I'm right.
Of stark contrast, that we also are clear about the principles upon which our disagreements happen. If I disagree with you, if I as a Democrat disagree with you as a Republican, I'm not going to question your motive. I'm not going to question your allegiance to this country. I'm not going to question your intent and your care. And I believe that when we devolve into that is when we are actually stoking division in our country. When we call those who disagree with us un-American, that is what is un-American. And I could not.
It didn't happen yet? That's y'all answer. It didn't happen yet. Do you understand that Bernie Sanders, AOC, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries all been saying we are going through a current healthcare crisis? Current. Listen to the words of y'all leaders, because y'all going against what they're saying at this point. That's great. They're saying, well, the healthcare crisis ain't start yet, Set. But y'all been saying is happening like right now. Bernie Sanders just sat there for 5 minutes ranting on how we are in a current healthcare crisis. Hakeem Jeffries, Chuck Schumer, AOC all been saying this. Can y'all be consistent? Can y'all be consistent, dog? Please, just be consistent with the argument with the Dems for the one time. And shout out to Dark Bader. Even if I like the Dems politics, I don't trust that they have my best interest or the country's best interest at heart. They will sneak in identity politics, woke agendas, and anything that will separate society. Man, ain't that the truth? And you know what? Shout out to the baller alert by my man, Darth Bader. Hey, appreciate the support, my man. And you are not lying. You're not lying about that one. I mean, look, I say it like this. they don't ever really even talk about good policies most of the time. And it does always seem like they got to go off racist. It always got to be something about racism or somebody being oppressed that they stand on some of their policies on. It's like, yeah, see, when you're just working off, oh, I'm just trying to fix racism and oppression all day. I mean, then what are you doing for the American people? Because I'm be honest with you, fixing racism and oppression isn't really addressing the American people's problems. I'm be real with you. Like Dems. Addressing racism and trying to make the black community riled up about racism isn't fixing problems in the black community. If anything, you're making things worse. And I would politely ask you to stop.
Advocate more for the fact of sticking to the facts about things, respecting and honoring the intentions and motives of our fellow Americans, and also trying to elevate and find the areas that we do have common ground and agreement.
I think Alexandria said it very well. I mean, I would just add as an example, this Saturday, millions of people are going to come out on a No Kings Day. Maybe more people coming out than any time in American history. Speaker Johnson said this is a hate America rally because people are coming out expressing their concerns about massive cuts to health.
I wouldn't say a hate America rally. I'd just say a hater rally. It's a hater rally. I mean, y'all just mad because, you know, you guys didn't win. And because you guys didn't win, you want to flip the chessboard and be like, oh, he's not a president, he's a king. Now I want to spend 2 days on arts and craft and one day saying his name over and over again. But y'all say I hate him, though. It's hilarious. I mean, oh, isn't that loving? I mean, you spend 2 days arts and craft and then one day yelling this man's name all freaking day. You thought you were Melania Trump. But I mean, I'm not going to sit there and call them, you know, oh, this is a hate America protest. No, I'm going to say this is a hater protest. They're just haters. They're mad that Donald Trump won the presidency and they don't know how to deal with it, but going out there, you know, doing arts and craft and yelling this man's name that they hate for, you know, hours on end. Like you this man's wife or something. Like, I don't know, guys. It's a little weird, but I'll let y'all do what y'all do.
Healthcare and the movement toward authoritarianism. Not a hate America.
Do you?
But the point is, instead of attacking each other in that way, in my view, what we got to do is lay the issues out on the table. We got a healthcare crisis, do we not, friends? All right. We're the only country.
What I tell you? Well, what do you say? We got a healthcare crisis, do we not, friends? Come on, man. And when I asked you guys, so where's the crisis? What's going on with healthcare? And you guys told me, oh, it hasn't happened yet. You got to wait for it set. That's not what he's saying. That's not what Bernie's saying. Dude, that's not what Chuck Schumer's saying. It's not what Keem Jeffries saying either. So what are y'all talking about?
Not to guarantee health care to all. How do we move to a healthcare system that guarantees health care to a human right? Make sense to you? All right. 70, 80 years ago in this country, if you went to a public college or university, you know what your tuition was? Zero. And yet you got all of this increased worker productivity, all of the technology. People can't afford to send their kids to college. They can't afford childcare. People are paying outrageous costs in housing. How do we build the millions of units of affordable and low-income housing that we desperately need? How do we save the planet for our kids?
Link, come on, bro. You got to make better sense than this. The crisis is not a single. I never said it was single player. I mean, dog, if there's a healthcare crisis, you guys should be able to give me a list of common things that are going on in healthcare that constituted as a crisis. I'm not conflating anything. Right? See, bro, look, if you can't answer the question, just say that. You don't got to like say ridiculous things like this. Like it's not a single player. I never said it was a single player. I'm saying y'all saying it's a healthcare crisis. I'm saying how? Y'all don't have an answer, but oh, it hasn't started yet. Well, the people who are telling you that you guys are in a healthcare crisis are saying that we're in it today.